assess reviews. So Polestar has revealed the fifth edition of its lineup, that being, of course, the Polestar 5. It may look a little familiar. That's because you've seen it before, just as the Precept concept. I remember when this vehicle, the concept, was unveiled, and it was always the vehicle I was most excited about when I thought about the Polestar brand, if it were to go into production, which was a huge if. Polestar describes this as designed and engineered as a Polestar in its purest form, sleek, robotic, and aerodynamic on the surface, modern, curated, and performance-focused underneath. And I think this couldn't be a more perfect description. I love the Polestar 5's design. It's one of the few cars today that I would describe as having a nearly perfect design. The design is so sharp, refined, and muscular, and the front end has the classic Polestar/Volvo design cues which we all love. The side profile alone beats a lot of the vehicles in its class for me. Then those rear taillights make for such a polarizing, clear-cut look. Now, this vehicle is technically Polestar's flagship now, and it fits the bill. The design is so well done, it truly gives me hope for sedans, or at least high-end sports sedans, futures. Proportions, ride height, lighting design, wheel design, everything is so nicely done. In all seriousness, I can't find anything I don't really like, or at least anything to criticize that's worth criticizing. Except for one thing, since I know people want to talk about it all the time when it comes to Polestars. You can argue against the practicality of not having a rear window all day, but you can't lie despite that the 5 looks badass. Now the interior is another highlight for me. It has that Scandinavian class, elegance, and simplicity. But more than that, practicality is through the roof. First of all, the Polestar 5 is a liftback, so yay, trunk space. Then the battery has been essentially interrupted with the cutout between the front compartment and the rear seats. This makes for increased legroom and just a more comfortable rear seat experience. Also, the lack of a rear window increases headroom, so Polestar's weirdness did come through for something. All of this makes the rear seat room and experience comparable to the Porsche Panamera in a smaller sedan. Polestar says the Polestar 5 is mainly a 4-seater, even though the rear center armrest can be raised if you're in a squeeze. To me that makes sense. I don't see this as a family car at all. Advertising it as that would be a mistake in my opinion, even though it could work. This is a car for like a boss, CEO, moneymakers. Someone who carries around their rich friends more than anything. Now there's not too much to highlight about the interior. Materialism is amazing as always, and what you would expect it to be in a $110,000, $20,000 vehicle, but I will say I love the seat's shape so much. Just an amazing job, Polestar. Okay, so I actually just looked up the price of this thing. It's $135,000 starting. $160,000 with options for the dual motor performance. So ain't nobody affording this thing. Now for performance. Polestar has done numerous things to maximize performance for this thing. I could literally go on forever, but I'll highlight a few things. It has 4-piston Brembo brakes in the front, which are fully drive-by-wire, by the way. Magnetic dampers for stability and handling, and even Polestar's new special performance architecture, which is made of completely aluminum that is bonded and riveted together instead of welded. This makes the structure stiffer and stronger, as well as reducing weight. Now, the standard trim dual motor comes with 738 horsepower. Performance dual motor comes with 72 horsepower, delivering a 0 to 60 of 3.1 seconds. You'll notice I said dual motor for both available trims. That's because all-wheel drive is standard. Of course, front-wheel drive bias though. Considering the high horsepower numbers, I would have expected Model S Plaid numbers, or at least below 3 seconds. But, the difference between 3.1 seconds and 2.5 isn't that stark when you're being thrown back into your seat by an EV's acceleration, so I don't think that really matters. Car and Driver described the acceleration of the Polestar 5 performance akin to a rocket at any speed. And switching from front to all-wheel drive was seamless. They even said the Polestar 5 felt quite comfortable and stable, even confidence-inspiring, even at 140 miles per hour. This thing has a top speed of 155, by the way. Range is expected to be around 351 miles for the performance and 416 miles for the standard. Right now, it can charge 10 to 80% in about 22 minutes. But some of y'all might remember that the Precept concept, this car, was the concept vehicle they tested their new charging tech on. They were able to achieve a 10 to 80% charge in just 10 minutes, which is the tech we've been looking for when it comes to charging. Getting charging speeds that fast would be a game changer because it would be another reason that people use not to get EVs gone. So I hope that we can start to see that technology at some point, just not right now, unfortunately. Now, the Polestar 5 is only available in select markets right now, and that doesn't include the US. However, we can expect to see the sports sedan in the US around late this year or early next year. I truly can't wait to see this thing on the streets. I love the design and the attention to detail they've shown. This is my favorite class vehicle as well right now. Just big, powerful, expensive sedans. And I think this will be a very interesting addition to the segment. It's definitely not going to be something people flock to considering that starting price. So sales should be interesting, but it's definitely a standout choice, at least in my opinion. But let me know what y'all think. Do you think the Polestar 5 can stand alongside choices like the Lucid Air, Porsche Panamera, and Taycan, and the renowned Model S? Or do you think Polestar still has some priorities they need to get straight? Let me know what you guys think. Anyways, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.